Traveling is amazing, but can also be pretty stressful. And with my wife and I getting ready to take a trip in the next couple days, I figured it's a perfect time to talk about the tips and things that I do to make traveling easy. Stick around. Fellas, welcome back. It's Robert, your everyday gentleman. And by the time you're watching this, I should be in Cabo with my wife, getting ready to celebrate her birthday. Which, by the way, I'm hoping I can get some good content that I can share with you in a future video. But as I said in the intro, traveling can sometimes be just as stressful as it is enjoyable. But what I've found to minimize that stress is to properly prepare for the trip. And again, in this video, I'm going to share with you the tips that I use to get the maximum enjoyment out of your vacation. Now, if you're new to my channel, I want to thank you for clicking on this video. Again, my name is Robert. Here I talk about everything to do with men's lifestyle, whether it's fashion, fragrance, grooming, fitness, cigars, whiskey, really anything I feel encompasses being a man in today's age. I invite you to subscribe and engage in the comments down below. And to my returning subscribers, I want to thank you for your continued support. And with that, let's jump into it. Now, before I get started, I want to share with you guys a funny nickname that was given to me by my sister a few years ago. She gave me the nickname Danny Tanner. The reason she called me that is because anytime we went on a trip or we went somewhere, she said I had to have everything planned out. The only thing I was missing was a clipboard. Now, you may or may not find that funny, but the bottom line is I like to be prepared so that, like I said earlier, I can maximize the enjoyment out of my time wherever I'm going. So here are my tips so that you can Danny Tanner the hell out of your trip. Tip number one, have all your laundry clean. That seems pretty basic, and regardless whether you do your laundry yourself or someone else is doing it for you, I find it easiest if all your clothes is clean before you begin to pack. I do this because I like to have all my options available as I'm getting ready for the trip. Washing takes time, and if there's something that you want or you need and it's not clean, it's dirty, now you're at the mercy of the time it takes to get it clean. Tip number two, I like to plan my outfits around the activities I have planned for the trip. Now, you may or may not know exactly what you're going to be doing when you're on this trip, unless you're like me, but you should still have an idea of what you might potentially be doing. Even if I don't have specific activities planned, I like to think about if I'm going to be going out to dinner, or we're going to be going dancing, we're going to be going on a tour, or things of that nature. Then I'll go through and I'll plan my outfits based on what those activities might be. I'll lay out my different outfits, make sure I coordinate everything properly, and then I'll set them aside for packing. Certain items that I'll take will have opportunities to be worn multiple times, like maybe my gym shorts or my pajamas, things like that. But for the most part, I have different outfits I'll take. Especially if I'm traveling somewhere like Cabo, where I'm pretty much guaranteed to sweat, even from just the heat and the weather, the humidity. Chances are I'm not gonna be wearing something more than one time because it's gonna be pretty funky after that time. And once I have all my outfits planned out, I'll keep them together so I don't have to reorganize once I get to my destination. And in addition to that, when I put my outfits in my suitcase, I like to put them in rows as opposed to stacking them so that I can see everything all at once. Tip number three is to pack a proper carry-on. Now, traveling for the most part is pretty reliable, but it's never 100% guaranteed that your bags are gonna get there when you do. Believe me, it happens. I've been there. And it sucks. You never know how long you're gonna go without your clothes. And after it happened to me, I made sure that one of the things I carry in my carry-on is a full change of clothes. And by that I mean a top, a shirt, a bottom, whether shorts or jeans, socks, and underwear. Because the last thing you're gonna want is to be in a bad mood and be in some stinky clothes that you traveled in. And aside from that, in my carry-on, I make sure I bring essentials that I'm gonna need, like my phone charger, a battery pack, sanitary wipes, a stain pen, and then a regular pen as well to fill out things like luggage tags or travel documents. Tip number four, pack a proper Dopp Kit. Now, depending on how long my trip is gonna be, I'll try to take care of the majority of the grooming that I can before I leave. But the things that I do on a daily basis, like brushing my teeth, washing my face, I make sure that I put all the things that I need in my Dopp Kit. But a Dopp Kit has become an absolute travel essential for me. It helps me keep things organized as I go from my home to my hotel bathroom, back to my home bathroom. I can just keep everything in there and not have to worry about losing anything as I go from place to place. I keep things in there like my fragrance atomizers, which by the way, in case you haven't seen my video on how I make these fragrance atomizers that I use to travel with me so I don't have to take a full bottle, I'll make sure to link that right here. You can check that out. It makes traveling with your fragrances so much easier. I also included my Dopp Kit, the things that I use for skincare, cotton swabs, deodorant, Advil, essentially all the goods that I have at home. I just try to make sure that I can find some travel sizes because obviously space is an issue. And as an added bonus, the Dopp Kit, in case you have a spill or one of these items just comes out of its container, the Dopp Kit helps to keep that inside and helps to minimize the chance of it getting all over your clothes. Tip number 5, I put my shoes in a shoe bag or a dust bag. Now, even if you're the best at keeping your shoes clean, and I do a pretty good job of keeping my shoes clean, your shoes are still very dirty. I mean, you're walking around in these all day and they pick up dirt and bacteria. And the last thing you want is to get that all over your clothes. So to prevent that from happening, I put my shoes in a shoe bag and then I put them underneath my suitcase, underneath all my clothes. In addition to keeping your clothes clean, if you have white sneakers, or you have light colored like Chelsea boots or something like that, having them in a shoe bag prevents them from rubbing on each other and getting, your white shoes or your lighter colored shoes dirty. Tip number, I think we're on number 6, is have an easy airport outfit. Traveling in an airport is a bit of a pain, but having the right outfit can make it a little bit easier. I like to wear things that are gonna make it easy to get through airport security, such as shoes that slip on and off pretty easily, as well as minimal jewelry. I'll also try to wear multiple layers, obviously depending on the time that I'm traveling and the weather, where I'm at and where I'm going to. But having layers like a light hoodie that you can put on and take off can help make traveling easier and more comfortable. Tip number 7, wrinkle management. Now, wrinkles are unavoidable when you're traveling. And though some clothing items like linen shirts or pants do well being a little bit wrinkled, for the most part, most items don't. So one of the first things that I do when I arrive at my hotel room is to hang up those items that need to be wrinkle free. Now this helps a little bit, but it's usually nowhere near enough to get rid of all the wrinkles that occur from packing your clothes. You're gonna need something that's gonna eliminate all those wrinkles, and the option that I like to go with is to use a travel steamer. I found that hitting clothes with a blast of steam is the easiest way to get rid of pretty much all the wrinkles on your clothes. I also travel with a wrinkle release spray. A couple quick spritzes of this spray on your clothes and shake it out a little bit is gonna be good to get rid of the majority of the wrinkles on your clothes, especially if you're in a time crunch. Of course, you do have the hotel iron as an option, but I'm not a fan of irons in general, let alone one that you don't know what the condition of it is. And for my last tip, tip number 8, is to buy a luggage scale. This is a very inexpensive, but highly stress relieving tool. I got one on Amazon a couple years ago for less than 20 bucks, and it's been a lifesaver. Having to move items from one luggage to another, or having to pay the extra fee that airlines charge for exceeding the maximum weight limit is no fun, so investing in a scale is well worth it. And that pretty much wraps up my main travel tips. Of course, we can go deeper into some of the specifics, like the items that I carry, so let me know below if this is something that you might want to see. I'm also interested in hearing some of the tips that you have when you travel. I'm always interested in hearing helpful ideas that'll help me out, so make sure you put some of those down below. As always, if you found value in this video, I'd appreciate it if you hit that like button down below, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you catch all future videos from this channel. As I said, I'm hoping I can get some content while I'm out in Cabo. You're definitely not going to want to miss that. And remember, being a gentleman is an everyday thing. See you when I get back, fellas. One real quick thing I almost forgot to mention. Entertainment. I like to download movies, take my headphones with me. You never know, you might have some loud kids sitting next to you, so make sure you got that stuff ready.